The Table is Yours podcast contains content that may not be suitable for some audiences, such as themes of violence, swearing, sexual language, alcohol, and death. We advise you to check the episode description for any other specific content warnings. Please, if any sequences or episodes are ever triggering or uncomfortable in any way, we ask you to take a pause from the episode or skip it entirely. It is important that our table is a safe space for everyone, including you.
The Table is Yours podcast is a role-playing adventure show where a bunch of friends around a table and through video call play tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. Together we hope to bring the joy and fun of our game to you, wherever you are, as if you're part of our table. For when you're sitting, creating, and playing with us, the table is yours.
Welcome back to this shit. Hello, and welcome to The Table is Yours, a role-playing adventure. Is that what we're called? Yeah. Where a bunch of friends sit around a table, either ours or around the world, playing Dungeons and Dragons, as well as maybe eventually other RPG games. I am your GM, Con Riley. My pronouns are they, them. And let's go around and say hello to who we have today. I will say we do not have our dear friend Heather Alexandria Lore today. She is doing a photo shoot. She could not move. But that's okay. She'll be back soon. Yeah, so let's go around the table. Let's start with Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew. My pronouns are he, him. I play a wash. A little fun fact about me is I pee standing up.
I thought you literally didn't.
In the woods.
Wait, say that one more time.
You can find me in the woods.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I play Codex. My pronouns are she, her. And the fun fact about me is I'm moving soon, so there's 1,000 boxes in the background, and eventually I will not be here, and you won't be able to find me where I am currently.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. My pronouns are she, her. I play Isabella Ballador, the Tiefling Paladin Bard. She's incredible, as am I. My fun fact is that I am also moving at the same time as Sydney, and I don't have boxes behind me because I haven't started packing. So, that's it. That's me.
Hi, my name is Vic. My pronouns are they, them, and I play Resident Rat Boy, Terrence Astanis. Fun fact about me today is that I actually got a notebook. Yay! I can't look at Andrew anymore. These are my notes so far.
Is that like a Scholastic notebook?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, what are they called? There's like an extra...
They went to the book fair.
A composition book.
Scholastic.
I thought it was very Terrence appropriate, although Andrew is the one who purchased it for me. And we also have pencils here now. Woo!
Yay. Instead of all fighting for the same pencil.
Yeah, literally, we're living the high life.
Yeah.
Our budget increases.
You have
really
to watch
been
us. We
out.
need the money. This is really bad. Yeah, so again, this is The Table is Yours. You can follow us anywhere at TTIYDND. But let's get into the recap.
What story shall be sung today? One can never know how the melody might sound. Our adventurers have already begun to pluck the strings of their story, and their combined composition is unfolding like a road before us.
Of course, jumping off a literal cliff wouldn't be as simple as we thought, since the polished guards continuously shot arrows at us. Luckily, any arrows that hit just scratched us, and Wash kept Sheep Codex safe. Once at the bottom, we took in our surroundings of the infamous wilds, as Codex, in sheep form, ran off and jumped into the river, where Issa held her down and Wash landed a rock on her head, knocking Codex back to her regular form. Not knowing exactly where to trail off to, other than to just get away from the polished wall entirely, we followed the river for a few hours more into the night, until coming upon a small place with rocks and trees to rest. We each took watches while we rested. I started first with Codex, where the two of us chatted about magic and other things. However, our conversation got cut short when I felt a chill down my back, and I could see my breath in the night air. I excused myself and went towards the river, where I saw a ghastly apparition of what looked like a blonde noble girl who might have met her end by the noose. Reading her lips, I was able to understand that she thought she remembered remembered her name being Adelaide, and that Seraphima, possibly her mother, killed her. I returned to Codex a little shaken, but we woke up Issa and Terrence for their shifts so that we could sleep. Issa wanted to express that despite how she might have seemed, she said she hoped she could be friends with us newly formed Fated Fates. After their watch, it was just Wash who had a quiet and uneventful time waiting for the sun to rise. The next day, we decided to float down, or in my case, run along, the river until we came to a small rural town called Silkfell. Once in the local tavern and inn, we noticed our urban clothes made us stand out, and we began talking to the orc bartender named Suum. We weren't completely sure of her intentions, nor hesitance when it came to the 5 of us, but she told us if we were on the run from the polished wall, she could help. Guess we found a lucky exit? Who's to say?
Well, then with that, let's get back in and get started. The table is yours. So yeah, you guys are just kind of standing there, or sitting at the tavern, as she's kind of like, she has like this plate of food. It just looks kind of like a slapdash food of like some like hearty vegetables and like lesser meats. Looks more like white meat. You'll notice that there's something tucked under this tray. It looks like maybe parchment. It doesn't look like she's hiding it, but it just you'll probably quick notice that too, as she kind of probably like puts down the tray and slips it in her pocket, but again not like divisively. Like if you both look at it and she just kind of like, she'll probably just give you like a nod as she puts it in her pocket.
So the last thing she said was like, "What kind of trouble are you in?" Right?
Yeah, what's going on? What kind of trouble are you in?
Can you answer that question for us? I mean, we don't really know what kind of trouble we're in.
Not exactly. I can't answer a question when I don't know what happened to you. So.
All we know, really, is that they think we did something we didn't.
Who's they?
And now they're chasing us. I think, have you heard of Lady Seraphima?
Oh, you mean the fucking bitch at the polished wall?
That one, yes. She and her minions, I guess, were the ones that chased us off the wall where we fell from, and then we kind of just followed the river here. So any help, and then Isabella will like clock the parchment paper and like kind of subtly nod at Suum. Any help that you can provide us is appreciated.
Why don't you finish your food, drink, and then she kind of like looks back to her, just kind of like a long U-shaped bar. She kind of looks back at that and thinks for a second and then nods. There's a door to the left. Meet me back there when you're ready. And she kind of just like walks back to the bar and starts like kind of doing menial bar tasks before, at a point in this time that you guys are eating and drinking, she'll go back to that room, but not necessarily right away.
I feel like it's hard not to draw attention to us when we look like this, but maybe that's a problem for later.
Yeah, maybe some new clothes would be good. I don't know.
I think after we eat, we meet up with Suum, and then we probably will need to get new clothes.
Do you think they're gonna send people after us?
Probably.
I mean, there were so many dead bodies at the bottom of that wall. I mean, they probably fell a lot faster than we did, so...
They'll probably send someone down to check, and if they don't find us, then they might send out a party.
And this is Shay, if you don't think they've already done that already. And she looks a little, like, lightheaded.
Are you all good, Shay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry, darling, eat your food.
He kind of, like, hesitantly looks at her. Okay, if they send anyone after us, it's gonna be, like, a bronze party, right? They're the ones that, like, come out here? Right? I mean, I can't...
I like that you said bronze party. The party!
The bronze party.
Yeah. So, to explain kind of the delineations of the guards of Zabraria, or the Volguard for the Vol Multitude, there are 3 tiers. There's the Copper Volguard, there's the Bronze Volguard, and then there are the Brass Volguards. Kind kind of from lowest rank to highest rank. Think of the brass Volgards as like honor guard or like secret service, private service, which again, they would go for any nobles or lords, ladies. The king has probably like a whole army. So interesting with the brass guards, Seraphima had none, and there were none there. Not even with the Naramont Society bull, she didn't have any. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the Naramont Society bull doesn't have any. It just meant maybe they weren't allowed. Who knows? But she had her own personal honor guard. The bronze Volgards are basically like, they are like put into these garrisons where they're given like missions, like go to the Grove and find out what's going on there. Go out through to different precincts and like, there's a big group of criminals, stop them. Or like go out to the wilds and show those ruffians who are boss and who is whatever.
Who are boss.
Who are boss. And
I love that.
we are boss. And then the copper Volgards, or the cops basically, they're like regular guards, they're law enforcement, like general law enforcement. But for colloquial reasons, everyone in the Burg probably, not everybody, but most people, like if you're like skeevy and ratty, or you're just like, you know, on the lower side of things, you'll probably say like coppers, bronzers, and brassers for like your like general quick way of saying it, instead of like the brass Volgard, the bronze Volgard, the copper Volgard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it would make sense for Suum to assume you guys are bronze Volgards or bronzers, is what Terrence means by the bronzer party. Mm-hmm. Also, another thing to note, just their armor does have like decorations of copper, bronze, and brass to show their rank. That does not mean their armor's made of that. So don't be like, well, brass is a very malleable metal. No, they're wearing good armor.
They'll probably send a bronze party after us if they're going to send anybody. If they want to admit that they didn't kill us, at least.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume they'd send bronzers. I think Isabella would make sure Shay has a plate of food. Kind of slide that over to Shay. Wouldn't say anything with it, just so that it's in front of her if she wants it, because she is looking a little pale.
Yeah,
paler than usual.
Paler than usual. She probably has her hand, like her head in her hand. She probably like, kind of looks up to you and like gives you this kind of like sweet nod, and then like pulls it in front of her, but doesn't really do much with it.
You said that the stew has meat in it, right?
Yeah,
White meat.
Codex is kind of like just poking at it with a spoon, then she kind of just like slides the bowl over to wash and just starts eating bread. So, what is our plan? We want to go back, right? To the city?
I mean, eventually. We should probably let the tension die down a bit, though.
Yeah.
Remember Mon said, like, she's like, she doesn't have that much on you, so I can figure it out.
Yeah, she's like, I will fix this.
Yeah.
How long do you think it'll take for things to die down?
Well, we just have to wait for somebody else to do something stupid in public, and then all of the tension will be brought off of us and onto somebody else. So that should take about like 2 days, 3 days, I think. Sounds about right to me.
Jesus Christ.
Or they'll find a way to send us a message saying, hey, you're all good. Come on back. You never know.
So you're kind of like, you have a lot of hope for that, darling. I don't know if that's how simple it's going to be.
Someone has to have brutal optimism, and I guess it's me now.
Looks at Codex, who looks deflated.
Yeah, no, Codex was just kind of like very nervously looking around, and then she like goes back to eating bread.
Yeah, most people aren't necessarily looking at you per se. Like you'll get like the low glance and like the what the fuck, like, but not much like. Like no one's like sitting there waiting and go, hey bud, like no one's like stopping their foot by you.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Suum will help us out, and as long as we keep our heads down and like act normal here and don't cause any problems, then we should probably at least be able to hide out for as long as we need to. Does everyone like farm work?
No.
No. You look like you could do some farm work.
Are you suggesting we stay here for longer than we need to?
I'm just saying we don't know how long we need to be here. And if we need to make a humble living, then we will.
If we can get back in unseen, they might still be looking out here while we're inside.
Alright, so you got write your epilogues living in this town.
Yeah. Terrence stays.
Terrence's last days.
Farming.
80 years go by, and Terrence is like, I love this life.
You know what? It's so simple out here.
We built together.
Terrence is a wife. Terrence, this is the moment where there's a whole dreamscape of like Terrence like for as long as he has to live here. And it's like just like some like
and the days go by.
yeah no I was thinking like what's like a good love song like Landslide starts playing. It's just Terrence and like this like woman he found and they just like they grow together. It's like Finn in the Pillow Fort in Adventure Time.
Oh my god, yeah.
He wakes up. Terrence, it sounds like Terrence. Like
what? It was so beautiful.
So, I don't know if you guys know this since you're from the like you guys hang out at the like the bottom part of the city or whatever. I don't know, but like what I'm saying is, are there entrances into the underground part in the pockets from the wilds? We don't have to go right back up to the top, right?
I don't know.
I don't know that either. I mean, when you look at the sides, it's all covered in rock. So unless there's a way you can pinpoint where the hole is.
Well, I mean, it should be like Terrence holds up his hands to like be level with each other. The Merkside and he should be on the same level, right?
Yeah.
And then Zabraria was built on top, so he raises his hand.
New Zabraria.
New Zabraria. So there's I guess potential that we could get in, but we just walked away from the wall.
I'm not saying we go back like right where that part is. There's a lot of wall that we could go check, you know?
We get metal spoons.
You know, I like that idea. I also hear what Wash is saying because I agree with them. I do think we can probably, if we're able to sneak back in, we might be able to get a better sense of what is going on and how long we need to lay low for, but in the city that we're very familiar with. But I think we should hear Suum out first. And then Isabella will probably take her empty plate to the bar and then go into the room.
Oh my god, so nice. No one's ever done that.
Done what?
Like,
Cleaned up
after themselves.
Butlers need to tip out.
It draws attention to Isabella. They're like, who are you?
What are you doing?
Get out of here.
Alright, so Isabella just goes up to the door. Does anyone follow?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, if she's going, I'm like, oh, okay.
I guess that's all cute, and I will also stand up.
Okay. So you guys can go back to this door. Do like one of you knock or just open the door?
Isabella would knock, yeah.
As you knock, you kind of just like hear like, come in, it's fine.
Yep. I don't.
We leave.
We leave.
We enter the room.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so yeah, as you guys kind of like open that door, it looks like maybe like, it's like a manager's room, but it looks kind of like a place where like ledgers will be signed out and such. It is just a tavern, not an inn, so it kind of just seems like more like a tiny office.
An inventory room.
Kind of, yeah. But she does have like this little desk and chair, and she's just kind of like standing at it, and she kind of pulls out of her back pocket as you guys come in, and she kind of like gestures for one of you to shut the door. She pulls out this long parchment. So tell me exactly who you are. And I don't necessarily mean, unless you're not connected to each other and this is all just happenstance that you are all together, is there like a connection to you all? Are you connected to somebody in the Burg? A group, an organization, a guild? Or is the guild following you? Are you servants?
We're an adventuring party for the Red Raven Adventuring Guild.
Okay.
That's why we're all together, and that's why we were in the Ninth in the first place. We were doing work for them, and they accused us of doing something that we didn't do.
Okay. Let's just say a lot of us in the wilds, especially in this first rim around the Burg, we get a lot of Bronze Volguard and other unwanted people kind of coming in looking for our trade faster and for different prices and other things, and it's a shit show, in all honesty. We have a little alliance, let's say, with some people in the Burg. I don't know if I can necessarily trust you all, to be honest, but I can get you back. That way, when the Bronze Volguards come, which they will, There's no trace of you here. And you're back there. And you're not running somewhere wild to you. No pun intended.
Understood.
Yeah, that works.
She kind of like puts her hand on the table and like leans in a bit to you all. Do you like the Burg?
Terrence shrugs. It's where we live. I don't particularly feel any which
That's
way.
not where I live.
Okay.
Why?
She kind of waves her hand. Terrible things happen and come from there. So we have our reservations. And you kind of see that there is like... Actually, everyone roll perception again.
Nice.
11.
10.
Oh my god. Okay.
Codex, would
I
you
got an
get?
8.
8? Wash? 6.
10.
10? Okay. You notice probably... She's wearing what looks like kind of like this what's the word for it? Not band.
Circlet, bracelet.
A bracer.
Not necessarily. Maybe more of a bracer. But you can all maybe see a quick flash of it. Looks like there's a tattoo under it, but none of you get a good look at it.
Can I ask a question, Suum? Sorry to interrupt. You mentioned before, astutely, that Lady Seraphima is a bitch. I'm just wondering what you know about her that maybe we don't. She is a bitch, but I don't know if anything's happened, down here, because I think a lot of people fall from those walls.
We don't go up towards the walls. Not us or any of the neighboring towns. What I can tell you is when we go up the river to trade and she doesn't like a price, about a week later, bronze Volgards will come down and call someone a heretic. Well, not a heretic. They'll call someone a traitor or a criminal, and they are gone.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
We're trying to figure out more. She's talking this way that she's part of something, but that she doesn't delve into it much.
Yeah. I think Isabella just lets that go. She understands not wanting to go into everything that is on your mind, and this person is helping her, so...
Well, if you ever venture back in the wilds this way and want to change the status of how the Burg runs things, we would always appreciate help, but I don't want to get into much further with it now. I can get you back to any precinct. Just tell me which one.
Probably not 9.
9? Okay, yeah.
Bye.
Do we want to go back to 11? I feel like that'll be the second place they look for us.
10 is where you're going to go now. 11 is...
Oh, 10. 11 is the... Yep.
Well, at least in 10 we'll have the protection of the guild to hide in.
But will they protect us again? Maybe, but
Maud said she was going to fix things, so...
Yeah, well, Maud says a lot of things.
You go back, I fix things.
She's a fixer.
she is a fixer.
Mm-hmm.
Isabella's sizing up the group. We'd probably be able to blend in 3. There's a lot of young folks in that.
That's where we all came from anyway, so I think that we would definitely fit in there.
Yeah. So.
As you guys are all talking, if any of you catch a glimpse, Shay is cold sweating and she just passes out.
Oh, well, that's new.
Shay!
Shay, no!
She fell down!
Shay! Oh my god!
She fell down!
Can I try and catch her?
Sure. Yeah, you can probably catch her right before she clonks hits the ground. She's muscly.
Can I do a couple hit points of lay on hands?
What does lay on hands do exactly?
It is a pool of healing power that can restore 10 HP per long rest, so I can choose how much to use on each
You can
creature.
use lay on hands if you so wish. That's up to you.
Yeah, and then if I use 5 HP, I can cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the creature. So I think Isabella would try the 5 and just see what happens.
Can you roll RP? Describe that for me. What happens?
Sure. So I think, out of the corner of her eye, Isabella sees Shay almost clunk her head onto the table before Codex catches her, exclaim as she did, like, Shay, and will immediately, like a reaction, just kind of put her hand on her shoulder and try and transfer some of her energy to Shay, in the hopes that she wakes up and looks a little bit less pale than she did before she passed out.
Yeah, so it seems to transfer into her, but nothing seems to change.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
So she doesn't wake up.
No. Suum's just kind of like, okay, like a little shocked by all that. We have connections to the Red Adventuring Guild. I know the Guildmaster. Well, we know of the Guildmaster. I can get you there.
Why don't we just go back to the guild hall? I feel like Maud will fix things, or at least tell us where to go once we get there if we need to get the hell out of Dodge, you know?
How about we get near the guild hall and scout it out, see if it's safe enough to go to the guild hall?
Alright.
I agree with Wash.
It's not that extensive as a magic, so you might not get exactly what you want, but I can get you outside of it.
And do you have anything that could potentially help our friend here? Because I'd rather travel with someone who is conscious and able to contribute to our group.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Codex has
Okay.
Shay like her arm over her shoulder. She's like holding her like full support.
Yeah. I think Isabella will grab her and try to carry her then. Like fully carry her.
Yeah, you can probably
Oh, like
sling her on your back.
Yeah, I'll try to fully carry Shay.
If it's helpful at all, she did walk away last night while we were keeping watch for a little bit, but like she just kind of, I feel like she just does that into the shadows and stuff.
Maybe she got bit by
I
a
don't know,
snake.
anything about it?
She just said she was gonna go for a walk, so I.
Possible it could be a snake.
Oh, she ate something, maybe?
A snake.
Well, we can get her. She ate a snake. We could get
She saw
her.
the venom strip. Ate it. She squeezed it.
As long as we get her back, we can at least put her in like a bed or something and then try and fix it from there.
Sorry, I just imagined a snake-shaped Gogurt.
Ew!
Ew!
Oh.
That's so gross. What the hell?
Okay, she kind of, she doesn't take that part, or she has the parchment out on the table, and you kind of watch as like, almost, it's just one page, like one parchment. You watch as, what?
Does it look like the parchment that Maud gave us for Slowfall?
No.
Yeah.
That's like, they're like on very small, like tattered pieces of almost like, it's parchment, but it's a type of parchment that seems like it's a dried fabric. For what Maud gives you, or gave you. You see almost like she takes the corner of the parchment and like flips a page, even though it looked like one page, or one piece. And it looks like this like kind of like circle of arcane as she kind of puts her hand down it and starts to incant something that then starts to like kind of glow all around you in this kind of like orangey red hue as she casts something that then immediately transports all of you. And let me...
Thanks!
She kind of gives you probably like this like knowing look. That's it. So, you all do not come up in the same place. You assume you're somewhere in the 10th. Codex and Terrence in this like dark alley that seems to be near like a sound of bustling, so maybe like a marketplace or something. And then it's Issa with Shay and Wash. And V2 is with Codex and Terrence.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Isabella and Wash, you guys are seemingly in this like kind of open area really close to Milla's. You see Milla's immediately. So you guys are close. Let's start with you two then. Roll insight.
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Nice. Your luck is really turning around.
Got a 20, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, awesome. Yeah. It does look like there are circles of some they look like copper Volgards that are kind of like going around the Red Raven, but they're not as tightly knit around it. So you could maybe duck your heads and get through, but you do also have a very tall woman strapped onto another very tall woman's back. Or around her shoulders.
Why did we have to make hot characters?
Hot, tall people.
Hot, tall people.
So it looks like there's patrols. Should we try to get disguises so we can get into the guild?
Sure. Do you think we should head into Iron Woman's?
Yeah, there might be something there.
Maybe she can help us too.
Alright, on the nose.
Yeah, it's just you two. It's not that. They're not there.
Yeah, Wash and Isabella will go into Iron Woman's before we'll scout it too, I think.
Yeah, it seems fine. No one's outside of Noah's. Terrence and Codex. Who leads who out of the alleyway first?
I think we gain our bearings first.
Immediately, it was like we get our bearings. Codex just looks over and she's like, "Remember the last time we were in an alley by ourselves?"
Oh yeah,
Rats. They're totally like a small rat that just like runs back.
I shoot it with a gun.
At least V2's with us this time. That's cool. She like pets V2.
That's good, I guess. Not the most inconspicuous, but if I look down either like end of the alley, which way seems like more populated? Or are they both leading out into relatively busy streets?
It leads into the darker part of the alleyway and the market. What sounds like a marketplace, maybe.
Okay. Dealer's choice. Do you want to go down the dark, scary alley or back into the marketplace where we don't know what awaits us? Both are equally scary, I think.
I'm guessing I'm not super familiar with this area. I probably only delivered mail here like a couple of times. So I feel like it might be like you don't stick out that much, but I do. So maybe we stick to alleys for now.
Oh, all right. Okay, yeah.
And as for V2, she like looks over at V2 and she's like, V2 uppies? Like,
V2 just kind of looks up to you and like cocks his head to the side a bit.
Oh, wait, I think I know this one. V2 command up.
He kind of climbs up onto your back and he's heavy. And then he kind of like shifts. And it's still very heavy. I would say you're as encumbered as Issa would be since you're not used to it. So...
Are you stronger than me?
Issa's not there.
No, I'm looking at Codex.
What, and if you had to put your strength score in numbers, what... if you had to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 20.
On a scale of 1 to 20. You know, the classic measurement of scales.
Classic measurement. How would you rate yourself in, lifting capacity?
A 6.
Okay, yeah, I'm stronger than you.
I hand over the backpack.
No, it's on you.
Oh, it's like attached to me?
Yes.
Fuck.
So you fell.
Just give them the command to go down, and then I'll say the command.
You can't. It's on you. It's on you. So if you want to try to command it, but I don't know if you know that command. I don't think there is a command for that.
V2 command down. Down, boy.
Nothing. Terrence
okay.
like hunched over like.
Yeah, Terrence is. I'm trying to think.
He like clamps onto you. He like climbs on top of your shoulders, and then his legs form up, and his arms go down, and like almost like a brace on your back. Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna ride a roller coaster. I'm assuming.
It's like you took a backpack and took like the drawstrings and went.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Okay, Terrence is definitely like hunched, or like I would say not hunched over, but you know when you like have weight on your back and it makes you like arch your back, it's putting so much weight, it's like forcing him to have good posture almost. So he looks like is like walking very straight in a very like crooked kind of way.
Do you not know how to get it off? Do you?
I guess not. So
what if I just give the command V2 command up? Does it?
Nothing happens.
It goes around my face.
Nothing happens, but I wish it just like like it just like strained you more.
I'm already up. What do you want?
More up.
Just gives you 4 or 4. She's just like looking at you like, okay, I guess you're just gonna carry V2 then, and let's just hope we don't run.
Yeah, Terrence is gonna. So I guess down the dark alley then.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to look for the Red Raven Adventuring Guild?
We wanted to stick to, like, the shadows, I guess.
Okay, but you can stick to the shadows all you want. Where you're going?
If we can just get to somewhere that, like, a more central street, I can maybe figure out where we are.
Okay, why don't you pop your head out the, like, busy side of the alley, see what street we're on, and then figure out. We'll go from there.
Okay, hold on. And she's gonna... she is just going to rip, like, she has that, like, crop top thing on. She's gonna rip the crop top and tie it over her head, like, a little, like, bandana situation to keep her ears down. And...
So now you're naked.
No, she has a bra and a corset on, but it's a see-through corset, but you can see the bra.
I want the fans to know the status.
She's wearing a strapless bra, a see-through corset, and then a high-waisted pencil skirt that's velvet, because that's what she's wearing at the gala. No shoes, just those the tights, the sheer, whatever. Anyway, she does that. We should probably tell, Wait, how does one get the backpack off of her then? When she just does it.
Codex is about to look out and turns around.
Just look and see what street we're on.
Okay, she's gonna like very carefully stick her head out.
Yeah, looks like it's a kind of busier road that has. It's not necessarily a marketplace, but there are like vendors in little stalls as well as like taverns or like maybe stores. Not necessarily like a full marketplace where it's a bunch of stalls everywhere, but more just like scattered stalls and what look like general stores or specific stores.
Are any of them familiar at all? Would I recognize anything from, like, running mail in this area, like, briefly? She does, because this isn't her normal sector, but she's probably delivered, like, one thing, or one or two things here.
Roll a history check.
11.
11, okay, that's not bad. So, nothing you recognize from any route you went. However, as I assume how Codex is, you do recognize seeing this as one of the streets you went down on that carriage during that whole decision of carriage or skitching. So, you remember passing it down this way to your right, so that would mean that the Red Raven Adventure Grid would have to go to your left.
Okay. She, like, kind of, like, looks, and then is like, alright. And then she, like, turns back and, like, comes back to Terrence, and, like, as she's coming back, she's, like, tying her hair up back in that big fluffy ponytail, because she's had it down this whole time, and it looks a little like a nightmare. And she's like, okay, so I think we have to go that way. I'm, like, 90% sure.
Alright, at this point, you lead the way, and I will slowly follow behind you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm sure we're not going to draw any attention, but in the small chance... In the small chance that we do have issues, do you want to figure that out now? Or, like she'll probably start walking and heading towards, like, an alley that we can kind of dive into to start moving that direction. As she's, like, talking, she's like, do you want to come up with, like, a plan now for what the bet, like, are we gonna fight? Or, like, do we run? You can't really run.
I really hope we don't get to that point. I guess run. I don't think I can fight in this
You're not really good at running either.
Terrence, like, puts his hand on his head and, like, kind of, like, runs his hand through his hair and is like, if I took
You could break feet.
I don't want to. Yeah, I can't do anything to fight. I am literally both inebriated.
You could fight, but there are consequences.
Yeah, I mean, if I couldn't break V2. Oh my god.
Well.
He already doesn't like me.
Maybe one of the other commands would override it being in a backpack, and it would jump off for you to follow that other command.
Okay. Well, let's just hope we don't have to fight. Let's just stick to the alleys and, like, get to the guild.
Okay, that sounds.
If we pretend like problems aren't going to happen, then they won't.
Great. Make stealth checks, you both. At disadvantage.
I like the idea that the guard has already located them, and they've been waiting to say a one-liner, and they're just, like, watching this whole thing. They're just, like, snipers. They're just they're like, what are they doing?
All right, Terrence, stealth check.
Stealth.
At disadvantage.
10.
10. Okay. Codex.
18.
Okay, noted. All right, let's shift back to Isabella and Wash carrying Shay into the Iron Woman. She kind of just seems there. She's just like, I thought there were there more of you before?
Yeah, there's somewhere else.
Well, what can I help you with?
Could you help us with this? And Isabella will lay Shay down, just be like, hey, Milla.
She kind of does that thing where, like, as you move Shay down, she kind of, like, her head, like, follows as Shay goes down.
Yeah.
She kind of, like, turns her head. I'm not a medic at all.
I know. Yeah. I know, I just figured I'd ask because I actually kind of am supposed to be able to heal people, and I tried to heal her and it didn't work. So I figured I'd just ask, but what Wash was about to say. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Wash, and then Isabella will just stand there with lifeless Shay.
She got life in her, she just passed out.
Yeah, do you sell clothing?
I sell armor.
Yeah, do you sell armor that looks like the Copper Guards?
No, that would be illegal.
Yeah.
Right. But do you do it?
She kind of
Because-
laughs a bit. She's like, I could. However, it would take me a while to construct it, and then if anyone saw, I'd be arrested.
Right. Yeah, and that's fair.
Do you have cloaks?
No.
Isabella like puts up her cloak. She's like, I mean, I have a cloak, but I am very tall, and I do think carrying Shay would probably be.
You could pretend like you have a hunchback.
Oh, that's a good idea, Milla. Okay, how does this look? And Isabella's gonna take off her cloak, put Shay on her shoulders, put the cloak back on, and then hunch over. How do I look?
Not good, but I guess that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. No, I'll walk with a little bit of like a little stagger, because they're looking for young people, and this does not look like a young person. So
I like how you're saying as you're
yeah, I'm like
Getting into
walking
character.
around
yeah,
fully.
you're getting character they will never notice this.
I
roll-
imagine Isabella's kind of friendly with Milla because she's been up there for a while and
Yeah, she
has
probably
a great
recognizes
axe
you.
that needs tending to all the time. So
roll a deception at advantage. I'll give you advantage for that. Because I'm laughing about it in my head.
natural 20.
That's a 20! Okay, noted. Alright.
Perfect.
Issa's got it down. Wash.
Yeah, I got nothing. Do you have some very cheap armor that will cover a lot of me?
Define very cheap.
Like, probably shouldn't be used as armor kind of armor. Barely does its job.
See, that would imply that I don't make quality items.
Did somebody try to, like, sell you some shitty stuff?
I don't buy non-quality items.
So you don't recycle, upcycle?
I upsell.
Alright.
Isabella's
Or
looking for
discounts
her
for
bag.
friends.
Can I... Do you have extra of your shirts here? I'll buy one of those.
I have at my house.
She lives in the armory.
It's about 2 miles away.
That doesn't help.
Isabella has gone through her bag, remembered that she has vestments from her time with her parents, and like pulls out an outfit, a priest-like outfit, and is like,
Alright!
I feel like this might work.
Is it like a Zahara's robe?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. It's probably like this very, very pale. I'd say it's a very pale yellow. It's white. It looks white, but if you look at it more, it's like, oh, it's kind of like yellow. That has at the middle, there's like these 2 line braces of more of like a satin silk, reflective gold, as well as the big Zahara symbol kind of like on its breast. And a hood in the back. It looks very culty, but hey.
Yeah, I feel gross about this, but sure.
Oh, it's not mine. It's my parents. I don't really talk to them that much, so that might be good.
Alright.
But I think it'll work.
Yeah, hopefully.
Wrong deception. Wash, what'd you get?
16.
16. Okay. Alright, well, I'd say that you've successfully made a costume in my shop. Are you gonna buy something, or...?
Maybe next time.
Yeah. This is like looking around.
And Terrence bought a dagger. That's all we've purchased so far.
Yeah. Do you have what kind of daggers do you have? Because I could actually use one to put like in my shoe, like behind my socks. And she's like has opened her cloak again, and she just still is wearing like the soccer.
You just see like parts of
outfit
Shay
underneath.
falling out of the cloak.
Yeah.
Like a dangling arm. It looks like a dead bodies in your almost like a dead bodies in your cloak. I have my daggers I make. They're just kind of regular daggers, but they have a little bit of flair.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take a dagger. How much are they?
Let me look at it. Remember what it costs. Oh, 2 gold.
Sure. And Isabella will give her 10 gold and be like, "Thank you."
10?
Take 1 dagger. Yeah, 10 gold to Milla because she loves Milla. And
It was only 2.
yeah, no, keep it. You're so friendly, and also you helped us with this disguise. So
She's kind of like looking at the 10 gold, a little confused. I'm just gonna, for comedic sake, you guys just walk out, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
This child handing her 10 gold and then being like, bye.
bye.
How old's Isabella again?
I think she's 20, about to turn 21, I believe.
Okay, cool. All right. Codex and Terrence, you guys are making your way slowly. Every so often, you'll make like and like people are like, "What the fuck?" and look at Terrence, and Terrence like dash behind a fucking alleyway. It's more weird than it is really like concerning or noticeable, I guess. But I'd say probably at a point, similar points for both of you. You probably get closer to where, like, passing Milla's and seeing the Red Raven Adventuring Guild. As you see 2 strange figures walk out of Milla's shop. You see this like amalgamation under a black cloak and a holy man with a hood up.
I look at the robe and I look at the shoes.
Okay, the moment you look at the shoes, it's Isa. So
I found them.
How can you tell?
The shoes. They're Skechers. They're shape ups.
Who's she with?
I'm assuming Wash.
You see a cigarette.
Yeah.
They're not subtle at all. But I guess it's good enough for the unknowing eye.
please tell me you don't just go Wash. You're like,
Yeah. Hey, it's worth noting that I don't think Wash or Isabella are actually looking for Codex or.
oh yeah, no, I assume
Like,
you're
we need
just
to get
lining
into
up
the
for
Red
Raven
Raven.
Adventuring
Yeah,
Guild.
I think we also. I mean, I would assume we also just try and get to the guild.
Yeah, you're probably like 20 feet behind them, so like you'd have to like catch up to them, but they're walking just straight to the Red Raven Adventuring Guild. So if you want to put a little pep in your step, that's up to you.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast message. straight into Wash's head and just be like, hi, I don't think priests smoke, but also we are right behind you, and Terrence can't move that well because V2 is on Terrence and we don't know how to get V2 off of Terrence. So if you guys want to slow down, we can't speed up. That would be really cool.
You hear in the message.
No, you don't. You just hear this like, my bad.
I don't have a message on speakerphone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if Isabella heard it, she'd be like, "We're not going in together as a party of 4."
Yeah.
Well, you were a party of 5.
Do you want to go back to get them? Because apparently they're like 20 feet back and Terrence is struggling.
I don't know. Do you think we should all go in together, or do you think it would look better if we went in separately?
This is fantastic.
It literally does.
They're not wearing disguises, so... do you want to go ahead and, if there's bad shit in there, let us know. I'll go fucking carry Terrence or some shit.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just have Codex message me.
A priest carrying a cyborg.
It's a back brace.
You say that, and V2 like puts out the like fucking 80s braces. That's like
The full headgear.
yeah.
I actually have a question about V2 going into backpack mode. Doesn't V2, when he's in backpack mode, isn't it like armor over your head? Or is that a completely different thing?
That's different.
Okay. So he's literally just a backpacker.
Yeah. Now, when you haven't, I don't think one's ever taken off her cowl, but if one ever takes off her cowl, you'll notice that there's a part that V2 locks into her armor, but it's just, yeah. I won't say much about one's armor until she takes doffs the cowl to show what her armor looks like or whatever. The armor is not as simple as like it's not like regular armor. She ain't regular armor.
Yeah.
They works. It's a bit more intricate and it works a little differently. But yeah, no. So all you notice is that it wraps around Terrence's shoulders and under armpits, and then kind of onto his back.
Turtle shell.
Almost, yeah. It's almost like this turtle shell in the back. Yeah. So Isabella's going in first, and then you're walking back to them. Okay, let's go. Wash going up to Codex and Terrence.
Father, as I approach you.
You know what? On second thought, you can do it yourself.
Wait! Don't come back. Do you know how to get this thing off of me?
I mean, I thought it was down, but
That's not it. Am I stuck like this until one comes back?
V2 heal. No, that didn't work. Okay.
Another thing is you've never seen one give any commands to V2 when V2 is in backpack mode.
Oh, great.
You don't know if he's able to do that.
Let's just get back and
Can't
hope. Terrence holds his arms up.
Yes. Get on.
Yes.
So a priest is holding a cyborg and a bunny girl is unbunnying herself. Isabella, when you walk in, it kind of just, it seems fine. You do walk by what looks like some guards who kind of look at you, but you look weird enough that they're probably just an adventurer. You hear them kind of whisper under their helmets, and you kind of just shuffle in. And when you shuffle in, it doesn't look like there's any copper Volgard inside.
I think Isabella would first glance in at the tap room just to see what it looks like in there, if anything seems off, and probably ask Telemachus what's up with the guards, because there's the off chance that there are guards in the building and they'd be meeting with Suum and Maud, so I think that is why she's gonna head there first.
Yeah. When you walk in, it looks business as usual. Some adventuring parties kind of walking in, going up to the big, message board, basically being like, "What quest can we do?" And just people kind of scattered around. Some people you probably know and take note of. And then you walk up to Telemachus, who's just kind of cleaning glasses.
Hey.
Oh. Isabella, how have you been?
Well, you might have heard, but we got chased off the wall at Lady Seraphima's party and ended up in the wilds, and now we're back. So the reason I have a hunchback is because it's Shay and she's unconscious, and we cannot get her back up. And then Wash is outside dressed like a priest with Terrence, who I think has V2 stuck to their back. And then Codex has covered her bunny ears, but looks completely like Codex, regardless, bunny ears being covered. So we might need some help getting back inside past the coppers. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry, that was so rude. You asked me how I was, and then I answered, and I didn't ask how you were.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. It's been business as usual. Yeah, the coppers did come in and have a few words with Suum and Maud, who dealt with it, I assume. I did hear it was a little bit of a fiasco at the Artificer fundraising gala. But no one died, right? So that's a success for you.
Nope. No one died. It is better than last time that I was charged with an adventuring party, so thank you for bringing that up.
Well, that's
Codex
okay.
is still alive again, so that's good.
Yeah, And kind of starts stroking his chin as the three of you walk in. All of you roll a stealth check just in case. All right, Wash. 15. Codex.
6.
Terrence.
7.
Jesus.
Hey, I rolled an 18 for my other one. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
A better roll.
Hey, listen. You rolled a 6 on your last stealth roll, Terrence.
I never said I was giving them what they wanted.
Two of the coppers kind of come close and they probably stop you, Wash, as you're the person Father, what's going on here?
I've brought these two children to this guild to repent.
Roll a deception.
Did you say repent?
Not 20.
Never mind.
My father did the same thing. And he just walks away.
Go in peace.
Yeah, okay. He walks
Go
away.
with grace. Blessed be the fruit.
Walk in this light,
May the Lord open.
You just hear like I miss my father. Walks away. Alright, so you guys kind of like walk in, and eventually I'm sure you guys go to the tap room first, where you see like Isabella's kind of just talking to Telemachus behind the bar. And then Telemachus is like, oh, well, I guess you could say they're alive, but they're not looking really good, Isabella, are they?
Yeah, Wash drops Terrence. Alright, I'm getting this shit off.
Do you return it to Isabella?
Yeah.
Terrence could not stand up if you drop him on his back. He's like a turtle.
Well, if I remember correctly, I think the other one was back, so...
Oh.
You don't know. Do you know about her?
Yeah, I've heard there's another person in the party, but I have not met her yet, so...
She's great.
Codex,
Okay.
please. I have my hand like out.
Oh, I got you, Terrence. And she like starts to pull you up by your arms.
Do you take Shay out of the... Or is she still like on you?
No, Shay's still on me. I don't want anyone to really see her like this. Is there any... I assume an adventuring guild would have some sort of, like, medical section or nurse or whatever. I know they could give me an ice pack at least.
Yeah, they're...
Flintstone gummy.
At the end of the big hall where the staircase is, there's like a little place up there where some people go for like healing and like kind of being nursed. So you could take them there.
Yeah, I think Isabella would ask Telemachus. So I know you said the coppers talked to Maud and Sham. Are they gone? Do you know?
Well, they're gone, as in they're not in here anymore. But
in here.
Yeah, they're looking around the tent still, looking for I think specifically a white bunny with black and pink adornments.
Yes.
Looking for a little rat man with blue hair.
I know.
A very handsome scarred person. And then a gray elf with black hair and big tits. So no one's looking for you, so that's good.
Oh, perfect. And she takes her hood off, but she still keeps Shay underneath, and she will say, stay away from the windows, and I'm going to take Shay upstairs to get some help. I'll meet you guys downstairs. Are you going to go find one, I guess?
Wait, one's back?
Apparently,
I think
that's
Telemachus
what we were
said.
told. I thought I heard through the grapevine that she was back. If I had to assume, she's either in the living quarters or in the study, so it's on your way. I could also take Shay up, if you want me to take Shay up and you do your business.
Sure. Yeah, if you could help with that.
Yeah. You, and points to like one of the other bar keeps like, just man, or bartender, just man the area, I'll be back. And kind of like picks up Shay, puts her on his shoulder, and starts walking out with you guys as you guys get to the study. The study is slightly open, and you do hear the voice of both Sham and Maud. I'll take her up if you guys want to go in. And I'll just let Maud know.
Alright.
Okay. And Isabella will walk towards the study.
Yeah, I'll follow. Slowly.
Alright. And he kind of like goes up the stairs. As you guys walk into the study, and you see Maud and Sham sitting at the top of that long table, and across from Maud, like Sham is probably at like, dad's seat, like like the grandpa's seat at the very end, as Maud is like to his right, and to his left, sitting there with her cowl up, is one. So for Isabella and for Becca, Lexi, welcome back.
Yay!
Hello!
Hey,
Not
bestie.
physically back yet,
What's all?
but physically back soon.
Are you one?
Can I go look over?
Yeah, Sham and Maud both kind of like stop. Maud kind of like turns over and like kind of like breathes out a sigh of relief, but also raises an eyebrow. And Sham is just like smiling, like, oh, like just looking at you all there.
I look at Sean and I'm like, what did you do? Who is that?
I'm Isabella. I have been working with your other party members who are just lovely, and we just fell off of the wall by Lady Seraphima's, and we're in the wilds, and now we're back. But I've been looking forward to meeting you, and I've met your dog.
Him off!
You just kind of like watch as like just like one like just walks up to you. There's this little tiny like pin, like almost like grenade pin that you usually thought was just a necklace for her, and she just like pulls it and just like comes off, and, like, and then Vichu just kind of like one probably goes back, sits down, and Vichu just like sits down next to her.
Yeah, she starts petting him.
Oh, so that's how that works. Okay.
Good to know.
Great. Well, I'm glad that we're all back together. Maud told me about what happened at the gala. Doesn't sound like it went very well.
I don't know. I feel like it went pretty okay for what happened. No one died.
Sure, for what happened, yeah. It's nothing bad happened there, but didn't find out anything more about Verano, did you?
Yeah, as far as missions go, I think we kind of biffed that one a little bit.
But that's okay. Maud and I, before one returned, had a little bit of a conversation, and we decided Issa's just going to join you. So welcome your sixth member of the Fated Fates, and where is Shay?
Passed out upstairs. She's
Telemachus.
She's fine. She just seemed lightheaded after we got into the wilds. I think she's okay. She wouldn't wake up though, so.
She might have got bit by like a snake or something when she went to go for a walk when we were resting. Yeah.
She went for a walk?
Yeah, when we were keeping watch, she just had to stretch her legs.
Okay. No worries. I'm sure she'll be okay. Let her rest, maybe a couple days off. And then eventually we'll have the Fated Fates be a full 6-member party. Great. Well, try not to ruin anything else. Not that you guys did anything horribly, but just try to do better next time. I'm going to go figure out some things. Maud, we're good. Inform one and the rest. And I will see you all soon. Good to see you. And kind of just like walks out.
Wait, Sean.
Codex.
Sorry, I just have a question, but maybe later I'll come find you or something. I just have a few questions. She like looks around the room. Yeah, okay. So I danced with a guy named Balthazar at the party, and he was kind of weird. Do you know anything about him? We didn't really get to talk all that much because I was a little distracted trying not to let us die.
Yeah, I know of Balthazar. Tall, pale, black hair.
Yeah, no reflection.
Yeah. Okay. Duly noted.
So, can you tell me anything about him? He tried to do something to my brain.
Kind of like squints his eyes in a little bit of confusion.
I don't know. It just felt like he was trying to like manipulate me in some way, and then he was like, he definitely is going to remember me. So any information on like who he is or what he does would be kind of helpful.
I'll get back to you on that. What's your next question?
That was it. I was gonna have follow-up questions if you could give me anything, because he was arguing with the lady, and then he looked like everybody went to dance, and I was like, well, I'll just dance with him.
What lady was he arguing with? And then before you can say anything, Ma just goes, Fiara. Okay. Yeah. Let me mull over a bit about everything you've all uncovered since I've met you. And we'll figure it out. How about that?
Okay.
Great.
So
and then walks out the room.
I feel like we disappointed him.
Sean.
Okay.
So nothing. I don't get to know what he is or.
Just sit down. Everybody, sit down, please. Maud says.
Okay.
So, a bit of what happened after you left. Let's get into what happened. Maud says. Seraphim was very upset that she had no person to, let's say, expel from her district. So, I would say, one, you know everything that they kind of did, and you know they jumped off a cliff. But continuing, since Seraphima didn't get her fiasco and show like she wished, there was a halt in the gala in which she wanted a bit more information from the person who gave most of it, which was Visrai. Currently, Visrai is now being indicted for all of the issues and is imprisoned beneath the polished wall. That is not good, Terrence.
Oh, Terrence does like a... How do you describe what
Like
that...
an
arm pump?
Like an
Like an
arm pump to the side?
No, that's not a good thing, Terrence. Because that means our one close connection that we had is now trapped under the Polish wall and could be executed at any moment. And I'm not sending you guys back there because either way, they don't think necessarily you're criminals now because of Visrai and their torture to Visrai. They had a whole fiasco with him during the gala, and then the gala resumed when they took him away. And from what I heard from some of my little birdies, they got all the information from Visrai, or at least enough to know that you, Terrence, were a supplier, and now flipped on the other side, and you're not criminals, but you are people who know things. So she's looking for you. So I can't send you back to the 9th. For now. They don't know exactly who you are, they just know the vagaries of what you look like. Except for you, Terrence. They know your last name.
Right, okay.
Which isn't your fault, necessarily, but try to be a bit more discreet. So that's what is going on there. Do you have any other way we can find out more about Verano? We have a pretty big theory that Verano is selling to someone very important that has and or is a connection to a bull. Which is a whole political nightmare.
And we're looking for information, not necessarily connect. But if Visrai he was connected to the production and stuff, I might know people that could get us into like where he used to work, and like maybe we could go through his stuff.
That would mean returning to the summit, and the only person currently we know who has a easy, accessible way into the summit currently is your member who is passed out. Here's what I'll say. Just probably best for now, you leave the 10th. They're not looking for you past the 10th or the 8th. They're looking for you in these surroundings because they think you'd enter back in the surroundings. She kind of tosses this ring to Issa. Issa, if you could. That'll be your straight connection to me. Do you have any leads at all on Verona?
Not any more than we knew before Visrai accused us of things in front of Lady Seraphim at the gala.
The rest of you?
I have a suspicion, but it's nothing more than a theory. It's kind of a wild accusation, but when we were at the oral envoy, there was a woman behind the counter who was... It felt like she was clocking me as someone that she knew to look for the entire time, and she seemed uncomfortable talking to all of us. She was also in attendance at the gala.
Who?
Her name was Phoebe. I don't know anything about her, but Codex, you know her.
I don't know anything about her. She just showed up when I quit, and she was filling in as like a temp position, and then we saw her again at her, like, where she normally works with the oral envoy. She does give weird vibes, though.
But being a part of the oral envoy would mean an easy access to distributing things to whoever. And to be at the gala, which is where everything else was going on. I don't know, Shay has the note in her pocket that I wrote her when I said that I didn't trust the way she was interacting with us. Yeah. And like I said, it's a wild accusation, but it's all I got.
She gave weird vibes, but like, the oral envoy, we have a lot of processes to go through. Like, I feel like it's kind of hard, at least from like what I was doing there. It's kind of hard to smuggle anything. Like, people watch you, so you don't steal stuff.
Do you know which office is the one she frequents or she's stationed at?
I mean, she was in the tent when we saw her. So that was the one nearest to here.
Yeah, I think that's the one that she said was her home base, and she was just like holding a position in the 3rd or the 4th.
Well, I wouldn't say in the 10th. I mean, the Naramont side is in the 3rd, so if you think you can do some investigating that way through connections you might have, Codex?
Maybe. I did, maybe.
Okay, why don't we do this? I'll send a carriage to send you back to the third. Shay, we'll figure out Shay. If we get her up and well, we'll send her to you. See what you can find out in the third about this Phoebe person. Maybe instead of going, since we can't, I don't want you staying in the 10th. Since you can't go to the office here, why don't you go to the third? See if you can find out why she was there for however long ago you met her. And then see where you can go from there.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just to be clear, you don't want us looking into anything to do with Viceroy for now? We could get into, like, his old offices and stuff.
You can try. I'd be careful, but you can try.
Okay.
We could do this first and wait for Shay, because Shay had, like, a friend that worked at the summit, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, my best friend's dad Viceroy was working for him. As his TA.
Another thing, too, I know some of you have, well, at least 2 of you here now have connections underground that aren't you, Terrence. So maybe you can find out if any of your Merkside friends know anything? Wash, one?
We'll do what we can. You know what I've told you.
Okay, well, I'll start a carriage, probably about 5 minutes, and then you guys can go.
Can I take a bath first?
Sure, we can give you a night if you need a night.
I just need clothes of some kind.
Well, I mean, you have your clothes in the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, take
Our
a night,
room.
and then tomorrow morning, we'll send you to the third. Maybe even tomorrow afternoon, to be honest. Not much happens in the mornings for what we're looking for.
Okay. We'll think back if we think of any other connections or leads, we'll let you know.
Don't need the guild hall. Only person who can is Issa.
Aye,
Wow.
Stay away from the windows.
A red dot appears on Terrence's forehead.
Yeah. Well,
We got
Just
him.
traveling up your body like...
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Maud probably just leaves you out the room and probably goes upstairs to go check on Shay.
Let's go have
Yeah,
a
I
full
think-
conversation with Shay.
let's go.
Let's start with bathwater.
I will say, I think for like the whole time that we were talking and everything, one, you probably absolutely noticed Codex is just like staring at you, and then like if your head turns even like slightly to like give any indication that you're looking back, she like just looks away and looks
Yeah.
really awkward.
You probably see like the whole time too, like one is doing that thing like where it's like just opening and closing her hand, like gripping like very intensely.
Since Terrence can't read a room, he goes, "Hey, one, Codex turned into a sheep while you were gone." If you want the highlights of what happened, ignore all that, but this was funny at least.
I'm not entirely sure why. I think someone at the party when we were running tried to like stop us from leaving and cast something on me to make me turn into a sheep.
And then Wash thought it would be a good idea to make V2 hunt her as a sheep, and that was a fun little escapade for a moment. If you want the lighthearted quick notes of what happened.
Wash is no longer in the room. He is determined to get that bath.
Okay.
Boy.
Oh, Wash gone.
He's gonna get that wash.
God damn it.
Got him.
Then he hit me really hard in the head with a rock, and that was the whole thing. Yeah, you didn't really miss all that much. How was your trip?
We all narrow our eyes.
Do you do that
An
look
awkward
too?
look. Yeah, she gives like an awkward look where her eyes kind of like narrow a little bit, and she's trying to play it cool.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I do an insight check.
Right.
Go ahead, roll an insight check.
On the faceless void.
Yeah, on the faceless void.
I got a 21.
I mean, it seems Fortnite.
The armor.
She plays Fortnite.
That sucks.
That sucks.
Did you drink the stuff that makes you forget and whatever?
That's called alcohol codex. We all had it.
This is different, okay?
Again, I said I don't remember.
Well, you're alive, so I would hope that the mission was a success. Either way.
She's like nodding, and she kind of like just gets up. It's like, I'm gonna go back to the room. And just kind of starts walking back to the room.
Okay, great to have you back. So that's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I see that. And Isabella will put both her palms on the table and boost herself out of her chair. And then I'm going to head up, change into a fresh set of clothes that look exactly like this because I only have these in my closet. And
Like a cartoon character.
it's literally SpongeBob, like literally just white like soccer shorts, a white undershirt, sports
such a
bra,
risky outfit.
and like 2 other black cloaks that look identical to the one that she's wearing.
Terrence is also gonna get up. He's gonna head to also bathe, I guess. But
Codex, what are you doing?
Well, she's like, I still look good, so she's gonna she's gonna get up and go to the bar and try and like either gamble or arm wrestle with people.
Sure. Roll performance check.
It's not good. That's the 4th 6 I've rolled tonight. It's a 10.
Okay. It's not that you do bad in any of it. It's just you ask people and people are like, no. Like, you're like, okay, sorry.
Why are you scared?
They're like, no. They're sitting down and they stand up and they're like 10 times bigger than you expected them to be.
She just kind of like leans her head back and her ears kind of tip backwards, and she's like, so you're scared. What I'm getting is you're scared. And it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I get it.
Right.
Getting scared.
And then they sit back down like it's a tiny little chair.
Fine. She just kind of like looks around the room and she's like, these are all boring for adventures. And she's gonna head back upstairs to take a bath and get into her normal clothes.
Okay. Alright, so nobody does anything through the night, just kind of like hang out, bathe, and change?
Is it one bath? Is there a line now?
I'm waiting for Wash. I want to talk to Wash.
You guys are all in the bathhouse and then one's just standing there in full armor?
rusting.
One, you should really join us. It's actually not that bad.
You just see like the armor like turn towards you. And turns back. And crosses her arms and just kind of like sits back down.
I don't think we should try and force one to do things she doesn't want to do.
Okay. And then Codex is gonna swim directly over towards one. Just kind of like get up on like the ledge with her arms and just kind of like have her head's like resting on the ledge, like you're at the edge of a pool. She's like, hey, so listen, I know you and Wash are kind of doing this whole like standoffish thing, and I don't know what your whole deal is, and I don't know what you've been going through and stuff like that, and it's probably really scary that you don't remember the last thing that you did, because I get it, but I want you to know that, like, at least we're trustworthy. We're a group now. We're a team. We should at least try to be kind of friends, right?
One probably like gets up and gets a little bit closer. And like looking like probably like face to face with you, so like all you just see is like your reflection in her mask. You went to the 9th precinct, right?
Yeah.
You met Lady Seraphima, right?
Met is kind of strong. More like she yelled that we should be executed, and then we jumped off a wall.
Did you tell her anything, or at all?
No, we didn't get to talk to her, and it's not like I really have anything to tell her. But like, she like kind of like scratches her face for a second, looks a little awkward, and she's like, I mean, I was kind of worried about you because of who we saw you talking with. She's not the best person to be associated with as far as I know.
Who?
The head of the Onyx Obscurity?
She kind of like gets up and is just gonna like take a few steps back.
Are you okay?
Let's stop talking about that.
Okay. She kind of like tilts her head and her ears are like all wobbly, and she's like, yeah, I mean, we don't have to talk about it if you want to, but you're okay, right? they didn't, I mean, as far as you know, you're okay.
I'm okay.
Okay. Just, if you do have the chance and you are around her again, just be careful.
I'm gonna walk back like a little bit closer to you and be like, Codex, I don't hate you. She's like doing it, she's like reaches out and she like touches your face and kind of like tilts your head both ways, just checking your neck really quickly.
Isabella's like can't hear anything but like sees the neck being turned and she's like
Terrence will like sidle up next to you and be like suspicious.
I don't hate you. I'm not trusting you. I just don't want to talk about my past. You can tell me all about your skimball and I'll listen, but I don't want to talk about myself. And then she kind of like lets go of your face. I kind of like turn up. I turn up. I stand up. I turn around, and I'm like, I'm glad you're okay. And I go and sit back down, like a little bit further away.
She kind of just like nods back at you, and she's like as you're walking away, she's like, okay, you don't have to if you don't want to, and I'm glad you're okay too. And then she does a backflip into the back.
This big splash, and some people are like, what the fuck?
This is a bathtub.
A lifeguard blows his whistle.
It's like, hey! None of that.
This is an adventuring guild. Have a little fun.
Isabella wanted to go to get a steam. She loves doing that.
Yeah, Terrence will go with you because he yelled about it, so...
You put little towels around yourselves?
Yeah. Terrence is wearing one of those, like, swim shirts.
The skin tight ones.
How tall is Terrence? How tall is Issa?
Terrence is, like, 5'6".
And you're 6'3"? Or you're 6 foot,
Yeah.
6'3" with the horns, right?
Yeah, I think 6'3" with the horns, 6 foot without, like, counting the horns.
It's probably just you two in there.
Mm-hmm. Terrence puts one of those rocks on the thing to make it steamy. You know?
Yeah.
So now you see what I've been working with and the weird secrecy that everyone seems to have. It's really hard to make them want to be friends with each other.
It's nice to talk things out, I think. I think we both have a similar vibe there. I think Codex is similar as well, likes to talk. And I like that. So hopefully one day Wash and One will open up, but no point forcing them, I guess.
Yeah. They seem like they have troubled pasts that they don't want to bring up, but we'll crack them eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their secrets.
A lot of
You'll
people
let-
have troubled past, but you can still be friendly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
But I get it.
Wash has made great strides. I don't know if you've seen how friendly he's been recently, but that's a great improvement.
They seem nice enough to me.
What are your reads on the group so far? I guess you're part of the Fated Fates now, so...
Yes, thank you. I'm honored to be a part of your group.
I mean, how long have you been with the Adventuring Guild?
Yeah, about, I think a little over a year, I officially joined the Red Raven Guild. I think I mentioned it before, but Sham kind of bribed the people at Providence to keep it up that I'm going there and getting good grades, and I'm going to get my degree even though I've actually just been working here for a while. Yeah. I like it. It's been fun. It's nice, get your mind off things, go on missions, and make a few friends that have similar interests and goals as you. My read on the group right now is you're very nice and very nice to talk to. I can sense maybe that you are still holding on to some feelings of guilt, perhaps, about 3, about what happened there, and I hope
So
that...
I asked for your read on the group, not a therapy session. He says, like, kind of, he's laughing, but...
yeah, and I just hope that one day you can get rid of that. But Codex is very talkative and seems very nice with good intentions. I wasn't quite sure because I've seen her before. I haven't really interacted with her until this group, but
You've met her before?
In a different party that I was supposed to be in charge of a long time ago, and a lot of people died that day and she didn't. So I found it quite strange. And she was dragged away by some people I didn't recognize, and well, I don't know. At one point in my life I thought maybe she was responsible for the deaths, but it really doesn't seem like that's possible. So, I've kind of she doesn't seem like she's able to do that, so. And then Wash is, well, he's very hot, but beside that, glancing over that,
like
very
unnaturally attractive, right? It's like
naturally attractive. I will say that the whole party is very attractive, to be fully honest with you. You are also attractive, so I don't want to leave that out of the conversation, but
Terrence doesn't know how to respond to this. Steam comes out of his ears now.
Well, this seems really good to you.
Yeah. I liked Wash, and interactions we've had so far seems to have the group's interests at the forefront, and then one I've just met, so hopefully Shay, she seems to have a few secrets, which is fine. I think everyone does, so as long as they don't harm the group.
I think she has like equal or like roughly the same amount of secrets that One and Wash do, but is a little more lighthearted about the whole situation, so it seems like she does. She'll glance over a lot of things if she doesn't want to talk about it, but it keeps the conversation flowing, so I appreciate that. If you can't tell, I fill silence. It's a nervous habit, so.
Yeah. What are your impressions of me?
You seem like you know what you're doing, which is good. Even if you don't, you have that air about you. And, you seem like you genuinely care to get to know all of us, which I appreciate.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to be friends with you all, because I think it works out better in the long run when you're friends with people you work with.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. So far, all I got, like, friendly information-wise, is that Codex has a twin brother. Wash has a friend-like sibling from when they were young.
Oh, so do I. So that's nice.
And then, one likes cherries.
Okay, good to know.
Oh my god. That's about as deep as we got. And,
Carla calls her baby girl. Weird.
Carlisle calls her baby girl. Oh, you haven't met Carlo. You probably will eventually.
Who's Carlisle?
Do you... If they take my tongue, this is on you.
You don't have to share anything that you that you might get in trouble for, but I will keep it a secret.
I mean, you'll probably run into it eventually if you're with a bunch of people who... I mean, Maud mentioned it anyway. Like, Merkside? I think we've already talked about it out loud.
You know of it, but you don't know much past like people mention it.
Okay.
The, like, city under the city, I guess.
Oh, gotcha.
That's kind of where we
So
all...
is Carlisle from there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, one day I hope to meet them.
Yeah, they kind of got us started on this whole thing. Yeah, that's kind of where we all ran into each other, sort of. Where I got stuck, so... And they got me out of it. Yeah. Thanks for talking with me. It's nice to have a friend.
Yes, it's nice to have you here. And I do enjoy our little talks. And then Isabella will get up, wink at Terrence, because she winks at everyone, and then leave the bathhouse and head up to her room, or down the hall to her room.
Anything else for anybody else for the night? Oh, well, you're waiting for Wash, right?
For Wash. After a certain point, Wash will finish with his bath, dry off, and go to the room.
Do you leave before everyone, Wash? Or, like, are you, like, the first person to leave, or...?
Probably.
Okay. While you're leaving, I'll probably, like, grab you, like, and like, pull you off to the side. She kind of, like, moves you, like, sort of, like, away from everyone, so it's, like, we're a little bit more in private, but
Are you still like soaking wet, just holding his hand like, hello?
Like, can I at least dry off?
No time.
Dry off, fine.
You see his butt.
Sculpted to the gods.
It looks like Mothman's butt. Like that statue.
Oh yeah, the statue, the huge butt.
Cake!
What happened out there?
You mean in the party or the wilds?
At the party.
Oh, we're all bad at getting information.
We knew this. What happened?
We all split up to do different things, and then that guy that Terrence knows went to talk to the lady of the party, and then guards started to come at us.
And she's gonna do the same thing. She's gonna like kind of like grab your face and be like, "And did you talk to the lady?" And she's gonna like start looking.
No?
Good.
What the fuck was that for? No, nothing?
We're good. We're good. We're done. I'm gonna wait until everybody goes, and then I'm gonna use the bath.
You're gonna what? Oh, use the bath. Okay.
Yeah, I'll use the bath for everyone.
Oh. When everybody else leaves, and you're using the bath by yourself, you probably wait till like, I'm assuming everybody, like even like the just others.
Oh yeah.
Just like you're sitting there for a bit with your armor doffed, and do you have V2 out, or is V2 kind of like?
Yeah, I have V2 out. I'm probably just sitting. Like I'm probably also completely naked.
Yeah, but after a while, you just kind of hear this like, as like kind of like this little flame portal appears in green, as Chartreuse just kind of like sits up, and you see she's wearing like again that very like business suit-esque thing that she wears.
She's sitting in the pool.
And she kind of like, you watch as she like starts to take off her like kind of like heeled shoes and like cuff her pants and puts her feet in. She kind of like is just like sitting there, kind of smiling a bit, just like pushing her like having her feet kind of go in. How are we doing?
I mean, I'm alive, so I guess I'm all right.
Cornelia,
What? She kind of like slumps a little bit.
you're in the bath and your hair's steaming. You're not in the steam room.
It's true. Her hair was probably doing that. I thought I was alone, and I'm not alone.
What do you mean you're not alone?
I mean, you're here. I thought I was going to have a moment to myself.
She kind of like traces her finger like along your cheek. She says, "Darling, I'm always here." Well, I always have an eye out, at least.
Do you want something from me?
Just checking in. Can I check in on my favorite little pet?
She definitely like rubs her face too, and it's like, oh god. I didn't get to make much progress these past 2 days because I didn't have V2 with me, and V2 holds a lot of my information.
You made a lot of progress. This
What?
isn't the first time we've spoken in the past 2 days.
I don't remember a lot of what happened, and I'm assuming that's for my best interest.
How do you feel physically?
Would you say I feel tired? Probably.
A little bit. You can't.
Exhaustion.
Yeah, probably like now that you have like you've doffed the armor. Not that the armor is necessarily uncomfortable, but like now that you've doffed the armor and you're in like kind of like a some type of Epsom salt bath, you can feel your muscles were very tense and relaxing, and you might have a couple bruises. Probably like on like your rib cage, and feels like some on your back, and maybe you're like probably your thigh and like on one of your arms. Nothing on your face though.
That's good. I mean, I don't feel the best, but I do feel fine. On one hand, I know it's for the best that I don't know, but on the other hand, not knowing something doesn't feel good.
Sometimes when you don't know things, that just means you have to be on a path to figure it out yourself. I didn't take away your memories. Well, these ones.
I'd like to say that I'm making progress. And if you say I'm making progress, I'm making progress.
I think you are. Though I will... See, it's hard not to say. Especially with a face like yours, you turn and grabs your face. It's hard not to tell you things, it really is. But, let's just say there's some things that if I told you, you'd make rash decisions that I don't think would be best for you or I currently.
Have you gotten any information on the armor?
Not much. All I found out was it's made of some type of metal from the east. Here's what I'd say, Cornelia. Rest up. Put your nose to the grindstone in the fates. I'm sure along your ventures you'll probably have something that you'll be able to uncover a lot of the memories taken from you. They're not pleasant, though. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. I will do just that. Thank you.
Of course, darling. I'm usually always here. Just shout. Not that I can do much with you, but if you need a person to talk to.
She kind of laughs a little bit. Okay. Good to know I'm not fully alone.
Of course not. And she kind of gestures to V2. And also you have your new friends, so hold them close, hold them tight. And get rest. And she kind of just flits away in fire.
She probably sinks a little bit deeper into the bath. Lets herself float for a second.
And that is where we're going to end today's episode. Woo!
One is just relaxing.
The Table Is Yours releases episodes in video and podcast format every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can follow The Table Is Yours everywhere by the handle at TTIYDND. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you at the table next time.